And welcome back to the You Dad Me a Hello podcast. We are a show about two dads and their opinions on film, wrestling, and music. You didn't ask for it, but we're here anyways. Welcoming to the show today, we have a very special guest, a childhood friend of ours, both Andy and I. His name is Bill, and he's coming all the way from West Warwick. How you doing, Bill?
Come on, man. How's it going, guys?
Going super well. It's a
super duper.
We are taping this on a Monday night at 9. It's always super late when we tape these, and so I look like crap every time we tape them because I'm ready to go to bed.
Really?
Yes, that's one of the reasons. But hey, if you're joining us, you have reached our first music edition of the You Dad Me a Hello podcast. Our episodes are all about tournaments and brackets of different themes. We've gone through wrestling. We've gone through our top 90s TV shows in our childhood. And now today we are going through the top 90s one-hit wonders. If you don't know what a one-hit wonder is, it is a band or singer that got famous off of one song. They may have had multiple other songs after that or before that, but nothing that led to the success of that one song that they're known for. So we've compiled a big list of that. We've randomized the bracket, and we're going to go through that today. So if you have any thoughts after seeing this, after hearing this, feel free to reach us at facebook.com, at YouTube, on Spotify, anywhere you can get your audio podcasts. And Andy, we also do music, don't we?
Yes, we do. We drop new song every Monday on YouTube. Find us on BandLab, wherever you find good music. Oh, and starting this, well, probably by the time you hear this, it'll probably be there already on Spotify.
Yes, we are getting released on the 6th, I think. So the 6th.
This is like...
Yeah, we're 3 weeks
You're talking
later.
to the past, RJ and Andy.
Yes, we are the future one-hit wonders of Rhode Island, so check it out. We've released 4 songs already by this time. By the time you're hearing this, probably 7 or 8 songs. One of them is bound to be good, so I'm hoping you listen. But again, Bill's joining us today. He is an expert in all things 90s because he lived through it.
I did. We all did, and that's the beauty of it.
I think if you had Dunkaroos, you automatically have a say in what happened in the 90s.
That's true.
At Dunkaroos, I tasted it.
I know. It's really sad because you can't really get them anywhere. What were your favorite? Is it chocolate or vanilla? You had to be one or the other.
Vanilla. You can't.
I was a chocolate.
What?
Always the weird tasted, dude. You always had you always ate whatever everyone else didn't eat.
Which is currently why I'm going to the dentist every month and a half. As Andy knows, I'm on my 7th appointment of the year so far. So
it's because he's got a secret stash of Dunkaroos and he just keeps eating them.
You can buy them on Amazon, but I think they're just as old as they are. So
yeah,
that might be a future episode.
Just top childhood things to eat. All right. Well, hey, as we edit this podcast and put it out, there may or may not be accompanying music in the background. So if there's not, you can check out our Spotify playlist of the top 90s songs. It is currently below. You can click on that. So if you want to follow along, and yes, it can be anywhere. It could be there or here. Could even be right in the middle. Over here,
right over our faces. Why not?
Yes, it'll take over the whole screen, and it'll just be
that'd be better. I had to use that playlist because, you know the songs of the 90s.
Right.
You can hear it, but then you go, oh, that's who sang it, or that's the name of the song. Like some of those, I was like, what? Like looking at the title, I'm like, what is that song I hear? I was like, that's not what it's called. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's not even in the lyrics or something.
There's one. The girl singing and it says Shane, and I'm like, wait, or Sean. I was like, wait.
Yeah, that one threw me off.
That's not okay. Not who I thought sang that, but all right.
Yeah, Andy picked a bunch that he sent over to my way, and it was all the ones I left off my list because I didn't know them. And I ended up knowing most of the ones you ended up sending, but I had to listen to them. But there are plenty that I hate.
I knew the majority of the ones you picked, and there were some that I absolutely hated. We'll talk about that.
I know huge Lou Bega fan, so
I want to know what happened to Mambo's 1 through 4.
we'll never know.
All right, well, let's start it off. Round 1, we're going to get right into it, and maybe we'll hit a couple of these rapid fire. Round 1, we've got one-on-one matches. In round 2, we do have a couple of new songs that have made it because of a bye round, so they have gotten into the second round very randomly. So the ones that are in the second round that you hear for the first time are not because we thought they were better. It's just very random. So let's start with round 1. Here we go. It is BB Max, Back Here versus Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping. Anyone?
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't think I was ever going to utter these words, but BB Mac needs to win this because Chumbawamba, that song is... You heard it once and I was like, oh, that's funny, that's cool. And that's the last time you ever want to hear it again.
So it's a song I never want to hear again. I think it might be more famous than the other one. And if I'm going to go with that, then I'm going to go with... I think I'm going to go with Chumbawamba.
All right, we've got a Chumbawamba.
So,
Andy, did you go with the other one? Or
I'm going with BB Mac. Just personal preference. I don't want to hear Tub Thumping.
I get that, yeah.
You don't want to drink a whiskey drink or a lager drink?
No, you know me.
Do you want to piss the night away?
As soon as that comes on, I'm like, no. Like, they can't even get out the first note, and I'm already finding what's the next station?
They played for 4 decades. They were formed in 1982 and disbanded in 2012. All right, so I'm going to go with BB Mac as well, only because that one started my boy band roots. I was into boy bands for quite a while.
You were.
Yeah, so BB Mac makes it on. Let's go to the second one. We have Joan Osborne's One of Us versus Crisscross Jump.
I use my hip hop roots. Yeah, I got to go with Jump.
That was a good song. Is that the backwards pants guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the big fad for them.
It was like my first cassette tape was Crisscross.
Nice.
My brother used to wear his pants backwards.
Well, that's just I won't say anything.
Yeah.
He's not listening. He only plays Mafia City.
So this song was actually written by Jermaine Dupri. So
really?
Yeah. So Jermaine Dupri, it was kind of infamous for finding talent. I mean,
that is absolutely true.
So this was a big fad for them. This album was actually pretty good. So
he also found Little Bow Wow, didn't he?
Yes.
Jermaine Dupri?
Yep. Because Jermaine Dupri started off young too, as a background dancer and things like that. So, I am also going to go with Jump, though this was a close call for me because I like both songs a lot. I'm not a big religious type person, but One of Us just it's just kind of a really good song just to kind of mellow out to and makes you think sometimes.
Right. And I didn't see that song on the list earlier, and I was like, that was a really good one-hit wonder. I wonder if I tell him about that, he could throw that on the list, and I forgot to. And then I guess it was on the list and I just didn't see it. So that is a good song.
I guess like the rest of Joan Osborne's songs, you missed them. It was just One of Us. But no, One of Us was a cool song. I remember being in church in the 90s and having a lot of Christians overreact to her saying that, what if God was a slob like One of Us? Mm-hmm. But looking back on it now and probably being more mature in the church atmosphere, I feel like that's a super religious song, if anything, because it really does kind of put into place what if he does come back? What if he looks like this guy over here? And it was a very thoughtful song. I thought. I don't think it was an religious song like they had taken it.
And had to cover all bases as well. If you're gonna, you know what I mean? I think it was that type of a decision. And I think now that you're a musician, you kind of see it a different way.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Lyrics wise. But anyway.
So does both of you guys go with Crisscross?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so my vote doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go with Joan Osborne, One of Us, but Crisscross makes it into the second round.
All right.
The next one, Los Del Rio, Macarena versus Space Hog, In the Meantime. I'll start this one off. I'm going with the Macarena. I think it's one of the worst songs ever made, but I don't know Space Hog, In the Meantime. I slightly recognize the music, but I don't know it otherwise.
I mean, you can doubt Macarena all you want, but it doesn't matter who it is. If you see them start this, you know what I mean? Like, I got to go with Macarena myself. It's hilarious. He's got the whole thing.
Man.
I just had this, and I was like, I have nothing after that.
So
it's gonna start the other side now.
I was gonna go with Space Hog just because I can't stand the Macarena.
Yeah, I hear
but Space Hog, that was one of those songs where I was like, "What song is that again?" And I had to hear it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know this." It's got a cool little like vocal riff at the beginning that's very recognizable. Overall, I mean, is it a terrific song? No, but my pick would have been Space Hog, but I'll just vote out Macarena later.
I think we all will. So Macarena makes it into the second round. Next one is Sean Colvin's Sonny Came Home versus Stereo MC's Connected.
Yeah, see, that's that Sean that I didn't know was a Sean that we talked about earlier. I'm going to go with Sean because I love that song. I do. Sonny Came Home was a great song.
It was.
I didn't really know it too well, but Connected I know very well. So that's gonna be my pick. It's actually like they were like a British hip hop group, which they got kind of they weren't really getting their street cred. It's actually something I was reading. It was about the LA riots that was going on at the time.
I know that.
So, yeah, it's kind of cool little fact, but Connected. I don't know the Sean Colvin song very well. I heard it and I was, I don't know, maybe not in the right mindset.
Well, I'm gonna. Now that you're making me feel bad for not choosing the one about the riots, I'm gonna go with Sean Colvin as well. Sonny Came Home. It was Grammy Award for Record of the Year that year, Song of the Year in 1997.
Man, you couldn't put the radio on without hearing it.
It's still on. If you like put it on adult contemporary, I feel like it comes on every once in a while. But yeah, it was a really good song. So I'm gonna go with that as well.
Cool.
Sonny Came Home. Moving on. Next one. This is a fun one, and also it's gonna hurt me a little bit. Hanson's Mbop versus Extreme More Than Words.
Oh no, it's gonna hurt me a bit too.
So when I was looking kind of into more details about this, I kind of feel that More Than Words by Extreme should be kind of disqualified because that wasn't their only hit. They also, yeah, they had Wholehearted.
Wholehearted, yeah.
This was
much of a hit though, was it?
It was. I mean,
the top 10. Like I don't remember. That's the only thing.
Was it as big as More Than Words will ever be? No, but
good song though.
It was a really good song, and I couldn't believe I forgot about it. And Extreme was a band that didn't do that style, and then all of a sudden they had these two songs that were very acoustic, and like people were buying that record like looking for that's their sound, or they would go to their shows and like, oh, this is not what they do whatsoever. Like they're hard, and they got these softer songs.
Yeah. Weren't they from Mass or like local to us, like close? No, maybe Philadelphia. I'm not sure where they were from.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
Yeah, it was from Mass. I thought it was from. But the Wholehearted video is a really good video too. If you haven't checked that out in a long time, I recommend it.
Go back and visit that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, see, like now that I listen to Mbop, it's a good song. You know what I mean? But I think it got overplayed in my head, like when it was on the radio, like it just like over and over and over again. But I'm gonna go with Extreme. But I do agree that they did have more than one hit. But there's a couple people on this list that I want to say that about, like Montel Jordan. And...
Yeah, that's another one that I was gonna talk about later.
Yeah. But anyway, all right.
The thing you got to remember too, though, is that every one of these bands has fans, and so those fans, obviously, to them, they're like, I love so many of their songs.
Wholehearted was a big song.
Well, I'm agreeing with you on Extreme, by the way. Like I get it. I think the reason it makes it a one-hit wonder is just because it's such a different vibe for them than the rest of their track. I mean, most of their stuff's on Guitar Hero. Growing up when I was playing Guitar Hero and Rock Band, there was a ton of Extreme on there. I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna go with MMMBop, and I'm only gonna go with MMMBop for a couple reasons. One, I'm going with your whole Extreme more than words. It's not really a one-hit wonder. There's a little bit of thing to say about Hanson. I think they came out with a song after MMMBop that made the charts. But the other cool thing is they redid MMMBop as an older group as a couple years ago, and it's just as good. And they've obviously come down 5 octaves. But
isn't it a little small, like slower too?
It is, yeah. It's more acoustic, I think. Yeah.
Right.
I saw them at Disney like 8 years ago. They were playing at Epcot, and they were really cool. They've come out with their own stuff, kind of changed their sound. They write their own music and all that deal now. So I'm gonna go with Hanson. MMMBop.
Personal preference is more than words, but I want to stick to my guns here of what we're talking about, one-hit wonders. And I have revisited MMMBop. My daughter actually liked that song, and I heard their updated version, acoustic, and it was really cool. So I'm gonna go with MMMBop.
All right. I think we've lost our half of our fans by taking Extreme more than words out over MMMBop.
No, I think we just gained some viewers.
It was so much. It played so much on the radio.
Yeah, you couldn't go around it. Like,
and that's why I hated it then, but I do like it now because it was on the playlist. I listened to it for a bit, and I do like that song.
Well, the crazy part of that is there's actual lyrics in MMMBop. It's like bop ba-dooba dop ba-dooba dop, and like it's actually really hard to sing the real ba-dooba dops.
Over and over again and get them right, absolutely. And to do that live over and over and over again as children
and harmonize.
Right.
All right, moving on. MMMBop makes it to the second round over Extreme more than words.
I get it.
I apologize. Next one, Natalie Imbruglia's Torn versus Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac.
Oh no, this one's a tough one for me.
This was not a tough one for me.
Really?
It's Return of the Mac. I don't care where I am, what's going on. I want to hear Return of the Mac. And I didn't even know what the hell he was saying for my entire life until like recently, and I looked up the words. It's like, oh, like this dude was going through some stuff. He was in prison. He was about to go back. He's talking about that's my comeback song, but he's talking about like a girl that's kind of done him wrong. My wife hates this song, by the way. This is a big fight in this household because it's one of my favorite songs of all time, and she's like, I didn't know that. We've been together for how long? And I just found that out. I was like ready to start signing some papers. I was pretty mad. But Torn is a good song, but just not my jam.
And as soon as you hear that what like come in, that's when you know.
Man, yep. Like I rip my shirt off, and I'm like.
I mean, I like the song. I don't like it that much, but I think if we're gonna go with the vibe, I'm gonna go with Return of the Mac.
All right, I do love that song. It's a great song, but I would have gone with Natalie Imbruglia's Torn. It actually is a cover. It's not her song. It was originally written by a Danish group, and it sounds very similar to what she did, but I would have gone with Torn on that one. I do like Return to the Mac. Great. It's one of those dance songs you just hear and you're into it immediately.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right, Mark Morrison, Return to the Mac, heading on. Here's another one that's sad for me. Duncan Sheik, Barely Breathing, Soul Asylum, Runaway. I'll start this one. Barely Breathing is one of my all-time favorite songs by Duncan Sheik. Runaway Train's great too, but all I remember when I think of Runaway Train is Missing Children. Because of the music video, which has nothing to do with the song.
No. It has. It's two totally different things. It's weird when you watch the video. It's like, oh, that, huh? Like, it's like they wrote the song and then they were like, we have this thing that we want you to sponsor. It's like, okay, we'll just put this as our video then. It was a weird video back in the day.
He's talking about Runaway Train, Never Coming Back.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I think it's a stretch.
They also made. I just found this out that they made different versions of the music videos in different countries.
Really?
To highlight the different missing children of that area. They actually, so according to Wikipedia, they found 26 children after those videos.
Well, now we feel like.
Well, not all were successful. Meaning they did find some kids. Unfortunately,
why are you bringing our podcast down with
dead
children?
I'm just telling you some facts here that I learned. I did research.
It's good. That's
good. So you're going. Who are you going with? Duncan Sheik?
I'm gonna go with Barely Breathing. Yeah.
You're going Barely Breathing?
Absolutely same.
All right. Well, my vote doesn't count, but I was going with Soul Sound.
Well, Barely Breathing, number 8 on the 40 greatest one-hit wonders of the 90s list from VH1. He won a Grammy nomination, by the way, for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance as well. Right. They're still playing now, I think, and they're still playing that song live. So
there was a new version. I was at the gas station and it started playing, and I was just like, "Well, what is this? Is Runaway Train? What? Is somebody new made it? It's weird."
All right, so Duncan Sheik, Barely Breathing, moves on to the second round.
I think the Iron Sheik should remake it.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jabroni.
He'd probably get angry about something, but all right. Sorry, wrestling humor. We lost 50% of our audience. So
that's one.
Next up, including Bill. Everything But the Girl, Missing, Positive K, I Got a Man.
You got a what?
My answer to this one. I hope this one goes all the way to the top. Positive K, Got a Man.
Ooh,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Love that song.
Oh, you're both going with this one?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. When I first heard Step Off the Train,
I turned it off.
You get right into it. Like,
I Got a Man all the way. Like that man-woman dynamic. Like
the video's hilarious. Oh,
like it goes. Yeah, it was such a different song. You didn't have that. Like they're both coming from different angles. And like you saw the female perspective of like, here's this overly creepy dude like still trying to get with you, even though you tell him over and over like, I got a man. And he's not trying to hear that. See.
I mean, and that started me saying that forever. I was just like, I'm not trying to hear that. I say it all the time now. So, yeah.
Well,
that's my vote.
Positive K, I Got a Man moves on. And I'll miss you, like the desert misses the rain. All right, moving on.
That was a good song.
That was perfect.
Here's the next one. Aini Kamosi, Here Comes the Hot Stepper, and Ahmed, Back in the Day.
It's too good.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Here comes the hot stepper.
It's got to be that. It's got to be Aini Kamosi because that's like, again, one of those songs. Like as soon as you hear it, you're on the dance floor.
Yes.
And that's been sampled so many times in so many different songs. That whole reggae vibe to it as well. Who do you pick?
Aini Kamosi. Here comes the hot stepper. Is it Aini or is it Eenie?
Aini.
I'll go with you. You know him more than I do. But I do like him. I remember hearing that song for weeks on end on the Casey Kasem Top 40.
Oh, Casey Kasem.
Yep. I used to listen to that on every Sunday.
And was Casey Kasem going, murderer, in the background?
All right. Next one, Verve Pipe, The Freshman versus D-Light, Groove is in the Heart. I'm going to go with Verve Pipe, Freshman. Super sad song. And just, I don't know. I get into it, man. That's an emo song for me. Verve Pipe.
I listened to that song a lot. And I know almost every word to it. Yeah, I definitely have to go with The Freshman. Even though I can say about the second song the same thing as you said, like you hit the dance floor the minute you hit Grooves in the Heart, like, fine, but like that just reminds me of weddings and stuff. Like, just no, I'm gonna go with The Freshman for sure on this.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going with Freshman as well. Groove is in the Heart. Actually, funny story. When I was a kid, I shared a room with my mom. And I was probably like 4 maybe when the song came out, 4 or 5. And, she would wake up and get ready for work when I was still sleeping and she'd play the radio. One day in my dream, it was that 1, 2, 3, brr, scared the living bejesus out of me. Like I woke up and I was like, oh, what's going on? So that song still reminds me of that time when I was like of that incident, and that's 30 plus years later.
Okay.
All right.
That long-winded story. Yeah.
The freshman moves on. We will talk about that more in the second round. Next one, Semisonic, Closing Time versus Len, Steal My Sunshine.
Okay, The Office made this song really, really special for me because when I listen to Closing Time, I think of that scene in The Office when he wouldn't stop singing, doing the. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Closing Time.
Yeah.
Although it's a good song too, it's a really, really good song, and I know they were one-hit wonders, but
Steal My Sunshine kind of like I was kind of like one and done. Like it was good during the summer of that year, and then after that, I didn't want to hear it anymore. Closing Time is not one of my favorites, but I could still listen to it. What about you, RJ? What'd you pick?
Well, that already goes. Semisonic, Stealing Time. Stealing Time. What? Semisonic, Closing Time.
We're gonna reach out to your work.
closing My Sunshine. But Semisonic moves on. I would go for that as well. I do like Steal My Sunshine, but I would listen to Closing Time fully through.
Before.
Yeah, before. Yeah. Next one is two of my favorite songs of all time. New Radicals, You Get What You Give, and Sixpence None the Richer, Kiss Me.
I literally wrote right here on my paper that I'm reading off notes. Both suck.
What?
Really big right here.
Oh, I hate you.
I know. That's why I'm on here. I just don't like either song. But if I had to choose, which I have to, I'm going with New Radicals just because like their last lines of that song where they kind of like went all political and about healthcare and all that, and they're like, oh, well, kick your ass, and all about all the musicians, and they were just having fun with it. Caused a little tizzy. They did that because they wanted to see if the media would focus more on them going after like healthcare and things like that, or if they would focus on them going after other artists, and that's where the media went after. So they kind of like were proving a point. Ha ha ha. So.
All right.
Yeah, I can't prepare with notes.
I had some notes, but I didn't bring them.
Most important though was both suck. I think that was the most important.
I can't even understand how you don't like either of these songs. I mean, "Kiss Me" by Sixpence None the Richer. I
want to turn it off.
I still listen to that song today. I'm gonna go with New Radicals, You Get What You Give, though. It's just a fun song and it's really rocky. I like it.
I think all three of us are gonna have the same vote on this one. That's a yeah.
Awesome.
For sure.
All right. New Radicals, You Get What You Give. Moving on. Next one, Dishwalla, Counting Blue Cars, Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It.
Well, I'll be the first to answer this one. This Is How We Do It. It's one of my favorite songs, so I'm gonna have to go with This Is How We Do It. I can sing the crap out of that song in the shower. So just saying.
I'm gonna go with Dishwalla, Counting Blue Cars. It's again one of my favorites. Again, one of the ones that church hated back in the day, talking about God is a girl. Tell you the truth, I still don't know what that song is about. I just really like it, and I remember hearing an acoustic version of that song shortly after, and I loved it. So I'm gonna go with Counting Blue Cars.
Montel Jordan did have another hit, which was Get It On Tonight, which was later.
That was my point, yeah.
And I feel kind of like I'm going against what I said before with Extreme here, but I don't feel like I think when you say Montel Jordan, you think of This Is How We Do It.
Yeah. His like signature song.
That's him, right? And I'm going with Montel on it. So.
All right. You just voted and moved on the worship leader of Victory World Church. He left the music business in 2010, became a pastor, and now that dude plays This Is How We Do It in church.
This is how we do it for God.
Yeah. So This Is How We Do It.
I do like Dishwalla. I do like that song too.
That's a good song. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Who was it? God's Property back in the day. Remember that?
Ooh, yeah, Kirk Franklin, God's Property.
Not for nothing. That was a really good song.
It was. GP, are you with me? Andy, if you don't know that song, by the way, it's what was the name of that song? Stomp.
Stomp. Yes.
Yeah, Stomp by Kirk Franklin and God's Property.
Yeah. Definitely check that out.
Super
if
good
you
song.
haven't.
Yeah, I would go see a Kirk Franklin Montel Jordan show for sure.
Not for nothing, dude. I'm not very religious. I'd do the same. I'd probably go with you.
Yeah, I wonder what those lyrics changed on "This Is How We Do It" is, because he talks about going to the club on Friday night. He's
This
probably
is how we worship.
Right.
This is how
This is how
we
we
worship.
worship.
God Central and nobody does it like he does. Anyways, moving on to something totally different. Skilos, I Wish. White Town, Your Woman. This has caused silence. I'm gonna go with Skilo, I Wish, because I wish I was a little bit taller.
I mean, you gotta love that song, man. It's great. I know every word to it. So yeah, I Wish is definitely gonna go on for me.
You know me. Like most of the time, I'm gonna pick the hip hop song, but I really like Your Woman.
What?
I feel like. Yeah. sorry guys to tell you, but
Which one?
Oh.
I Wish was one of those songs that I didn't hear it for so long. It was always in my head, but I was like, I went out to like search for it before Spotify and all that, and I found the CD, and I think I played the crap out of it to the point where like I made it. I didn't want to hear it anymore. Like I overplayed it to myself.
Right.
So now when it comes on, I'm kind of like, yeah, I know this whole song back. I really like the White Town song, so I'm going with. Oh, that doesn't matter. Skilo's moving on, so I guess he is a baller.
Yeah, your vote doesn't matter. Skilo moves
Yeah.
on. Next up is totally different. Fiona Apple's Criminal and Marcy Playground's Sex and Candy. Bill, if I can remember right, I think Sex and Candy was one of your favorite songs back in the day.
Definitely was.
I feel like you played that a lot.
But I mean, so many people have redone that Fiona Apple song lately. That I really love it.
It is very good.
One of my coworkers was really into her and would play like her whole album at work, and like I kind of got into it. I was like, she's really not bad. Like I really liked Fiona Apple, but I
have to admit, her music video was a little racy.
It confused me as a kid.
Yes.
You know, you're trying to figure things out, and I saw this video, and I was like, should I be scared? Should I be into this?
I'm gonna go with Sex and Candy.
He's going with Sex and Candy.
I'm going with Sex and Candy because
why
not?
I'm going with Fiona Apple.
That's a choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Criminal as well. Criminal as well. I do like Marcy Playground, Sex and Candy. I still don't know what that song's about. I can guess it's about two things, but
yeah.
Criminal has like kind of like a hip hop beat to it too. Like I could definitely see like it's almost like Gorillaz. Like
you stole the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say it sounds like Gorillaz. It does.
That's true.
It definitely does sound like a Gorillaz thing. But yeah, okay, I got voted out. It's fine.
All right. Next couple. Let's speed these through. We got Verve, Bittersweet Symphony, and the Toadies, Possum Kingdom.
I love the Toadies song.
I don't know it at all. I literally don't know it.
Oh man! Yeah. Every time that comes on, I turn it up. There's just something about it.
Not into it. Going with the.
All right. I like both songs.
Bittersweet Symphony. Moving on. Next up, Lit, My Own Worst Enemy, and Wallflowers, One Headlight. Bill, Wallflowers, wasn't that one of your favorites too?
I still have every Wallflowers album. Jacob Dylan is a very talented artist. I'm gonna go with the Wallflowers on this one.
All right,
I agree.
Ooh, okay. My vote doesn't matter, but I'm gonna go with Lit, My Own Worst Enemy. They played locally at a Woonsocket High School, at Doug's high school. My friend Doug, friend Doug. And so he saw them live at his high school. So that was pretty.
They hit the big time there.
You what?
What was I gonna say?
They hit the big time.
They hit the big time.
Like maybe in Mooneyville.
All right, Lit, My Own Worst Enemy. No, I'm sorry, Wallflowers moves on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Wallflowers was another one that I didn't think was a one-hit wonder. They did have
To
other
you.
hits.
I mean, not to you. You love all their music.
No,
so.
no, I do. I thought their second season. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. I'm not gonna sit here and defend Skip One.
Cardigans, Love Fool, and Primitive Radio God standing outside a broken phone booth with money in my hand.
Okay,
I'm
second
going
one.
with
I
that.
don't know.
You don't know that song?
I don't know the second one either. I listened to it. I didn't recognize it. Love Fool is one of my favorite songs, so Love Fool for me.
Love Fool for me as well.
Ooh, Andy, are you mad about this?
You
Because
mad?
Love Fool and Kiss Me are like the same song to me.
It is.
True.
That's why I didn't like it. I like the other one because it's got a very, again, like a sample BB King song. I guess
Okay.
it blew up because it was in the Cable Guy. It was just a different sound that I really like. So they would have been my choice. But
All right, Cardigans, Love Fool moves on. Next one, another one of my favorites ever, Deep Blue Something's Breakfast at Tiffany's and Jane Child, Don't Want to Fall in Love. I'm going with Breakfast at Tiffany's. The fact that chorus is basically a conversation is awesome. I love it. So that gets mine.
All right, my girlfriend's name is Tiffany. She wants to open up a restaurant called Tiffany's so that people can have breakfast at Tiffany's. But man, I love that Jane Child song so much.
thank you.
I mean, I play GTA a lot, and that comes on in GTA, and I go nuts. It's great. It's a great song. Crap. I gotta go with Jane Child. Sorry.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
It's a good
too.
song. Gets you
Oh,
going.
come on. You're both going
Me
with it.
too.
Okay.
I love that early 90s Taylor Dayne
Yes.
type style. Like that's when it was kind of like fading out more into like the New Jack Swing. But it was just like
Absolutely.
great dance song. I'll put on a wig and dance around to that song.
I wouldn't put the wig on, but I'll dance.
All right, moving on. Jane Child.
RJ's like so.
We've got four non-blondes. What's up? And ready for this? Lord Tariq and Peter Gunn's Deja Vu Uptown, baby.
Do you remember the Rhode Island version of that song that Hot 106 would put on?
Yep.
I don't, but I'm horrified to think about it.
I think every like major metro area had their own.
They did. Yeah, it wasn't just Providence, but like Rhode Island.
Oh, you're right. I do remember that.
They had all different versions of that song. It was weird.
I mean, I love that song. I can't sing half of it. I feel like the entire song is the N-word, but it's
None of us can sing it. But
it's a great song. It's a great song. I'm gonna go with that. Why not? Deja Vu.
because I do like that beat a lot. Like when it starts, I don't know. Andy can probably chime in on this one. That like I really like that beat.
Then Shakira had to take it and ruin it.
You're right. That's what that's from.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, Deja Vu's on, and then Shakira comes in. I'm like,
Shakira.
Deja Vu.
All right,
the perfect
Deja Vu.
impression. Perfect. Oh boy.
Oh man. All right, two more left in round one. OMC, How Bizarre, and Meredith Brooke. Bitch. Don't want to bitch. I'll block it out.
I'm picking bitch just so I can say bitch.
Can you stop saying it so much?
What,
Got
bitch?
on the list
Oh,
today, and I was
I'm gonna
gonna
do too much
recommend
editing.
it.
When you
I have
edit it,
to
just bleep out.
But I
They
don't
had
have
it on the radio.
I don't have a beep noise. I'm just gonna have to go beep. So it's just
Dude,
gonna be
oh my god, that'd be so great.
The song on the radio.
Yeah.
No,
If
you're
her-
right. You're right.
Radio.
Her record
was-
company was really like, they were really concerned about it too.
So yeah.
Obviously, right? But I don't like How Bizarre. I never did.
Me
I
neither.
didn't either. I didn't either.
Alright, cool.
Why is it on here? I think you put it on here.
You did. You turned
I
them
did?
I'll show
Oh.
you the list.
Okay. Well, I don't like it either. So Meredith Brooke.
That
I
one's
think
gotta
I
go.
even unhighlighted it. I was like, no, don't even put this in here.
No.
All right. Next one. Harvey Danger's Flagpole Sitta and CNC Music Factory is gonna make you sweat.
These are the last two in round one.
Yeah.
It is.
These are both.
Go with Full Setup. Love that song. Like yeah, I love that song. Yeah, I know
Like-
every word.
You don't even have to know the words. It's just, as soon as you hear that,
You just You know that song, right? If I asked Siri what song that was, it would give me Flagpole Sitta.
It
So
would.
It would say, I don't think you know the lyrics to this song. Here it is.
you're right, but I know what you're talking about.
I think you're looking for
sure.
lyrics to Flagpole Sitta. I'm going with CNC Music Factory though. Like that's
They're
no song.
close, but here they are.
Yeah, I'm
Man,
going CNC. It's
don't-
just one of those songs you get up and like,
Don't.
yeah, you gotta move your butt. I hear it all the time too because my daughter loves that song. Just because they say you gotta move your butt, she thinks it's hilarious.
This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with Flagpole Sitta. It's just a song I listen to more than I would.
Absolutely.
Factory, so
If you don't pick it, you'll have paranoia.
Andy knows 2 more words than I do.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of You Dad Me at Hello. A very special thank you to our guest, Bill Lorenzo, who will be joining us next time to close out the top 90s one-hit wonders. Please subscribe on YouTube or on Spotify. You can follow us. You can also feel free to leave a comment on if you agree or disagree with everything you've heard up until this point. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.